How to become a better speaker faster. No matter how shy or awkward you are, if you had the chance to speak in front of an audience every day, and received scientific, constructive feedback, you would see a dramatic improvement in your communication skills in less than a month. So, how can you become a better speaker? Today, I'll divide the answer into two parts. The first consists of simple techniques you can start using immediately after watching this video. The second requires more consistent practice, but it improves your speaking ability at its core. Both are equally important. This video is a little longer than usual, but if you stay until the end, I'm confident you'll walk away with skills you can use for life. Let's begin with the quick techniques. Tip number 1, follow the timeline. This is especially useful when you're asked to speak unexpectedly. Imagine your manager suddenly says, "Could you share your experience working at the company so far?" Many people freeze because they don't know where to begin. The easiest solution is to organize your thoughts chronologically. You could say, "When I first joined the company, I was quite nervous. Fortunately, everyone was incredibly welcoming and always willing to help. During my first few projects, I faced many challenges, but I also learned a great deal thanks to my colleagues' support. Now, I'm able to take on more responsibilities, and I hope to continue growing and contributing even more to the company." Notice how naturally the story flows. Even without preparation, you can speak clearly simply by moving from the beginning, to your experiences, to the present, and finally to the future. Once you follow the timeline, you'll always have something meaningful to say. Tip number 2, follow the clues. This technique is perfect when a conversation starts losing momentum. Many conversations die because people conduct interviews instead of conversations. For example, "Have you had lunch?" "Yes." "What did you eat?" "Braised pork and rice." "What kind of meat?" "Chicken." That sounds more like an interrogation than a conversation. Instead, look for clues hidden inside the other person's answer. If they say, "I had braised pork with rice," the words braised pork and rice become conversation starters. You could ask about cooking. Share your favorite homemade dishes. Talk about the funniest cooking disasters you've ever had. Or use rice to discuss regional food culture, different eating habits, or even healthy alternatives like sweet potatoes or potatoes for people trying to lose weight. When you learn to build on the clues people naturally give you, conversations rarely run out of topics. Tip number 3, don't stare directly into people's eyes. Especially if you're still developing your speaking confidence. Have you ever known exactly what you wanted to say, only to look someone in the eyes for a few seconds and suddenly forget everything? That's because direct eye contact creates psychological pressure. It makes you feel as though you're constantly being evaluated. Your brain starts analyzing the other person's reactions instead of organizing your own thoughts. A simple solution is to look at the bridge of their nose instead. From their perspective, it still feels like comfortable eye contact. But for you, it reduces pressure and helps you think much more clearly. Now let's talk about the real foundation. Everything we've discussed so far can improve your speaking quickly. But they don't address the core of communication. The real secret is simple. Speak in the order your audience naturally expects. For example, when telling a story, people expect events to happen chronologically. If I begin by saying, "Yesterday I met Lionel Messi," you'll immediately expect me to explain. Where did I meet him? What did we talk about? What happened afterward? Did I get a photo with him? But if I suddenly jump from yesterday afternoon to yesterday morning, then to last night, you'll quickly become confused. The easiest way to tell a compelling story is simply to tell it from beginning to end. Don't let your thoughts jump randomly. Explaining ideas requires a different structure. Presenting an opinion, giving a work report, or analyzing a problem is different from storytelling. Many people become disorganized because they don't have a clear framework. Instead, use this simple 3-step structure. Step 1, state your conclusion. Tell people your main point immediately. Step 2, tell them your roadmap. Explain the key areas you'll discuss. Step 3, expand on each point. Now provide supporting details one by one. For example, imagine you're discussing young people today. You could say, "In my opinion, young people today face enormous pressure. The biggest challenges come from two areas, life and work." Then continue. In daily life, many young people struggle with loneliness and often escape through endless scrolling or gaming, which only makes them feel more isolated. Next, move to work. Career pressure is just as overwhelming. Even after working hard for 7 or 8 years, many people still can't afford a home. That's an enormous burden. See how organized that feels? You gave your conclusion first. Then introduced the two perspectives. Finally, you explained each one separately. This structure works just as well in professional settings. For example, based on my analysis, I believe option A is the better choice for this project. My recommendation is based on 3 factors: the product, the market, and the overall cost. Then simply explain those 3 factors. This is one of the clearest and most professional ways to communicate in the workplace. It's exactly the same structure we learned in school when writing essays. Present the main argument. Support it with key points. Then provide evidence and examples. Speaking works the same way. The only difference is that you're saying it instead of writing it. Final thoughts. Everything I've shared today is actually quite simple. But watching this video alone won't instantly transform the way you communicate. Practice is what creates lasting change. So starting tomorrow, begin with something small. Start a conversation with someone. Speak up during a meeting. Or simply tell a story in chronological order. If you improve just a little every day, a few months from now you'll be amazed at how much more confident and articulate you've become. Emotional stopover. I'm here to help you become a better version of yourself every day.